Hello, and welcome to Chabot News for April 27th, 2023. My name is Richie B, and today we'll be covering how the U.S. economy is weakening, a hit and run in San Jose, some good news concerning Google Maps and the National Park Service. Evan will tell us what's new at the box office, and finally, Bruce will bring us up to date on NFL draft expectations. All of that and more coming up in today's edition of Chabot News. New economic data out Thursday suggests the U.S. economy is weakening. The Labor Department says first-time jobless claims rose to 245,000 for the week ending April 15th. That's about 5,000 more than economists were expecting. Weekly jobless claims have been ticking up in the past few weeks. They're now hovering slightly above pandemic levels. Continuing jobless claims, which are filed by people who have received unemployment benefits for more than 1 week, were also up. The Federal Reserve has been hoping the labor market would soften to help ease the pressure on inflation. More than a dozen tornadoes reportedly struck across three Midwest states Wednesday, April 19th. Oklahoma seems to be hit the hardest. The National Weather Service confirmed Thursday, April 20th, at least 8 tornadoes touched down in the state. At least 2 people were killed in Cole, Oklahoma, and the number of fatalities and injuries could climb in the town as search and rescue efforts continue. There have also been reports of people trapped in shelters, and search crews are facing roads littered with drowned power and lines and debris. The weather system that caused the severe storms headed east on April 20th. There was a severe storm threat for more than 50 million people from Texas to Wisconsin. Rain, hail, damages, winds, and tornadoes made travel impossible for many areas. 5 people were shot and 1 was killed outside a nightclub in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood. This neighborhood is popular with tourists. San Francisco police said this deadly shooting happened just before 11 p.m. Sunday night, April 16th. The condition of 4 injured victims is unknown. People have not announced if arrests have been made. The body was seen lying outside of a liquor store at the corner of Columbus and Grant Avenues with a gun laying just feet away. Police have not yet said where the incident started or what may have caused it. One man said he was in his room when he heard almost a dozen gunshots go off. San Jose police are investigating an alleged hit-and-run collision that left 1 person with life-threatening injuries at about midnight Sunday morning, April 23rd, near Barisa Road and Piedmont Road. The San Jose Police Department reports that area streets were closed after the multiple vehicle collision, which was reported at 12:03 a.m. 1 passenger was airlifted to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are advising to avoid the area and use alternate routes. Now, we turn to Evan for the latest in entertainment news.
Thanks, Richie. Now let's take a look at some of the biggest movies currently in the box office. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Behold, the King of the Koopas!
More records for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Less than 2 weeks into its run, it's made $678 million worldwide, easily topping Warcraft and Pokémon Detective Pikachu as the top-grossing video game adaptation ever. It's also the highest-grossing movie this year, both domestically and globally.
I'm on my way. It's not safe, is it?
A good start for Beau is Afraid. Filmmaker Ari Aster's latest movie, starring Joaquin Phoenix as an anxious man on a bizarre journey, opened in 4 theaters and grossed more than $320,000. That's more than $80,000 per screen, the best per theater average of any film so far this year.
Welcome to Lourdes.
We're ready.
I'm not.
Here's your first look at The Miracle Club, starring Laura Linney, Maggie Smith, and Kathy Bates as Irish women who win a trip to the healing French town of Lourdes.
You don't come to Lourdes for a miracle, Eileen. You come for the strength to go on when there is no miracle. And there's always hope.
The Miracle Club arrives in theaters this summer. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The year 2023 is shaping up to be a good one for movie fans. After pandemic shutdowns and delays, movie studios are firing on all cylinders again, which means a packed schedule full of new releases are on the horizon. In music news, Shakira will be presented with the 2023 Women of the Year Award at the first Billboard Latin Women in Music event in May. Billboard and Telemundo made the announcement Monday, April 24th. The pop superstar from Colombia is being honored for her contributions to the music industry. Shakira's decades-long career has opened doors for Latin artists to gain international success. She has sold more than 95 million records worldwide, according to Billboard and Telemundo, making her the top-selling Latin woman artist of all time. Shakira has won 3 Grammys, 12 Latin Grammys, 7 Billboard Music Awards, and 39 Billboard Latin Music Awards. She was also named Billboard's top female Latin artist of the decade in 2000 and 2010. That's going to do it for entertainment news. I'm Evan. Back to you, Richie.
Thanks, Evan. In local entertainment news, the Chabot College Theater Department put on a magnificent performance of William Shakespeare's comedy, A Midsummer's Night's Dream. Dove Hassan, who runs the theater department at Chabot, was the show's director. It premiered on March 22nd, and the final curtain was on April 2nd of this year. Our reporter, Ariana Aparicio, has more on the play.
That was a small part from the play A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare and directed by Dove Hassan. The play offered many different surprises from choreography to action scene packs and much more. We were able to get an exclusive interview with 2 members of the cast in the play. What better way to describe the play than one of the main actors herself?
I will wed. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or marry Demetrius, as your father would have you do.
May I please know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius?
Either to die.
The character that I'm playing within the play, her name is Hermia, and she is one of the 4 lovers. My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, tomorrow truly run me with thee!
Keep promise, love.
We also got an interview with another cast member who's already been in plenty of other Chabot plays.
Have you seen the bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be located. Without fear, he is transported.
If you come not.
I'm playing Starveling, who is one of the mechanicals, putting on a play within the play, basically.
You have died! Oh. Get your affairs together. Constraints to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part for the short and longest. Our place preferred! Yes!
Well, they can expect the fact that it's really funny play, especially my certain group of characters, the mechanicals. The joke is that they're not very good and that the play they're putting on is not very good. So you can expect basically a lot of humor, laughing, funny moments.
The audience can expect a lot of laughter and a lot of fantasy within the play. Honestly, it's a rom-com. So there's a romance, there's comedy within the play.
It's a comedy, but it's also a romance play, and romance actually implies that it has a good ending. So this is I feel like one of the few Shakespeare plays where the couples actually end up getting together and they have a happy ending instead of, something like Romeo and Juliet, which at the end of the day isn't a love story, it's a tragedy. So it's really cool to get to explore the other side of Shakespeare other than the, traditional tragedies.
Every fairy take his gate, through each several chamber bless, through the palace with sweet peace.
What are you most excited for? Ooh, I'm most excited for the play that's within the play.
His yellow
The chance to be back on stage and work with a director like Dove, who's really helped me with my acting. I feel like it's definitely improved with some of the techniques that he's taught us. He's definitely very detail-oriented, but I really do feel like that helped improve my acting a lot because it helped me think of acting and reacting to little moments, not just acting in the big moments that you're in.
Thank you, Ariana. The play was a big success, selling out 2 of their shows. Hopefully, you were able to catch it, but if you weren't, don't worry. It will be airing soon on Chabot TV, and there will be more plays in the future. Sticking with Chabot College news, there are peace and majestic vibes happening as our mobile DJ extraordinaire and radio host, LJ the DJ, is mixing things up. Here at the Chabot College radio station, KCRH with fellow Bay Area artists as they perform on his morning podcast, Keeping It Hyphy with JB2. One of the guests, Tavon Dominguez, better known in the Bay Area as God Lee, a hip-hop and funk singer-songwriter. His early musical inspirations were Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Earth, and Donny Hathaway, amongst other legendary musicians. However, his biggest musical influences were Musiq Soulchild, Erykah Badu, and Lauryn Hill. His cadence is a heavy New Orleans accent and harmonic flows over funky rhythms, moving around since Hurricane Katrina. Godley ended up in Oakland, California in 2016, where he trademarked his soulful and groovy style, is taking many by surprise with this new type of music. Stay tuned for a special look at Godley's majestic artistry coming next week. You can find Godley on social media platforms at GODLEE222. You can also see him live on May 7th at Lake Merritt in Oakland and May 20th at Hotel Utah in San Francisco. Chabot College commencement is fast approaching. Celebrating fall 2022, spring 2023, and the spring 2023 graduates. To participate in one of the ceremonies, graduates must RSVP by Monday, May 8th, 2023, no later than 11:59 p.m. To RSVP, please choose one of the commencement options listed in your zone mail accounts and follow the instructions when you are prompted. To enter a promo code, please enter the first part of the Chabot zone mail email address. Commencement will take place on May 26th. The first session is between 3:30 p.m. and 5, and the second session will be from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Both sessions will be taking place in the Breed L. Buffington Performing Arts Center, Building 1300. Proof of vaccination is not required for participating graduates and guests. In other news, it's now perfectly safe to bring dogs to restaurants with outdoor seating. That's according to the Food and Drug Administration. The new guidance came in an update from the 2022 FDA Food Code. The agency still says dogs should not go inside restaurants unless they're service dogs, and there's no exception for emotional support dogs. The outdoor dining guidance does not permit other pets despite the new guidance. States, localities, and restaurants themselves may still prohibit dogs if they choose to. Currently, dogs are allowed in outdoor dining areas in about half of the states in the U.S. Now, we turn to Bruce for a look at this week's sports news.
Thanks, Richie. A career minor league baseball player finally got his call up to the big leagues on Sunday, April 16th, after a 13-year wait. Drew Maggi was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 15th round of the 2010 Major League Baseball draft, but never played a big league game. He then went on a tour of various Triple and Double-A teams across the U.S. before eventually returning to Pittsburgh in 2022 and re-signing in 2023. He's the third baseman for the Altoona Curve, the Pirates' Triple-A affiliate. The Pirates called him up for the roster for Sunday night's game against the Reds, but he didn't get to play. There's no telling when he might get into a game or if he will still be on the roster, but according to Maggi, he's been waiting 13 years for that first pitch, and he'll be ready. The NFL Draft later this week, and hundreds of workers are getting ready for the big event in Kansas City, Missouri. They are hanging banners and putting the final touches on the makeshift stage in front of Union Station. The draft kicks off Thursday night, April 27th, and will run through Saturday, April 29th. Carolina Panthers have the first pick and some speculate the Panthers will select a quarterback. If so, it would mark the first time Carolina has picked a QB in the first round since Cam Newton was the team's top pick in 2011. After Carolina makes its choice, Houston, Arizona, Indianapolis, and Seattle will round out the top 5 selection. That's it for this week's look at sports news. I'm Bruce. Now we turn it back to you, over to you, Richie.
Thanks, Bruce. May is right around the corner and spring is in full bloom. Here in the Bay Area, if you'd like to get out and enjoy the warm weather and you are looking for something to do, you may want to consider a trip to a local destination of historical significance. One you may not even know exists. KCTH reporter Don Wright has more.
Just 2 blocks away from the famous San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf lays a lesser-known but equally enjoyable destination, the San Francisco Maritime National Historic Park. The park is host to a number of attractions, including Aquatic Cove and the Maritime Museum.
San Francisco Maritime National Historical Park preserves and interprets the stories, the achievements of the West Coast maritime heritage along the Pacific coast.
But the main feature of the park is the historic Hyde Street Pier. The pier was originally built in 1922 for car ferries, which were officially part of Highway 101 until the Golden Gate Bridge opened in 1937. Today, it's a floating museum that houses several ships.
Hyde Street Pier is home to the park's collection of historic vessels, some of which you can see behind me. Our collection of historic vessels here include the C.A. Thayer. We also have the square rigger cargo ship Balclutha and the tugboat Hercules. And then we also have the ferry boat Eureka, originally built in 1890 and then remodeled in 1922. Up until 1957, she was carrying passengers from San Francisco to Sausalito and then also San Francisco to Oakland, and their voyages would have all departed from Hyde Street Pier.
Across from the pier is a visitors center which contains an array of exhibits of historical interest. With so much to do and learn at the park, it's surprising to find that many people do not even know it exists.
You know, there are times when visitors don't realize that, you know, this is a national park in their backyard here in San Francisco. When I think of Aquatic Park, I think it's an opportunity to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle and the noise of the city and come to a place that's kind of tucked away from all of that.
The pier and the Maritime Museum are open to the public from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. This is Don Wright reporting for KCTH, Channel 27, Chabot College News.
The Hyde Street Pier is a fun and educational stop while at Fisherman's Wharf. The park is general admission, but the pier requires an entrance fee. Special ranger-led tours and demonstrations are available by appointment only. And just in time for National Park Week, finding your way around parks across the country should be easier. That's because Google Maps is rolling out new features to help you explore. The company says its updated app will generally help you navigate your way around the park you're visiting and assist you in discovering things to do and see. You will be able to access trail routes and walking and cycling directions. The updated app will also let you download a park map that you can use even without internet access. If you're interested in visiting one of the more than 400 national parks in the U.S., it is recommended that you contact the park for hours of operation and entrance fees. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.